welcome to part 2 of our adventure together.
And we're back
to Disneyland Resort. We are about to pick up where we left off, which was the middle of day 3.
Day 3 of 4.5, 5?
5, I would say 5 days.
Say 5.
5 days in our travels.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to keep talking about this because we gave a little teaser about magical moment that happened when we left you at the beginning or at the end of part 1. So when we left you, we had just gone on Jungle Cruise. Bill and I have conflicting ideas about Jungle Cruise, but you know, opposites attract.
But do we agree that the Disney World one is better? The Disneyland one is better?
Yeah, I would say so, but also just Jungle Cruise in general.
Yeah, I mean, you're just not a fan.
I love real animals, not pretend.
Sure.
But we had a very magical moment happen. So after we went to Jungle Cruise, we were walking around Disneyland, and there was a character meet and greet happening in Fantasyland. While we were walking by, we were wearing our first visit pins.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a cast member outside of the exit to the character meet and greet in Fantasyland.
It was like inside the castle, basically.
Yeah. So she had a pin. She was standing outside and she had a pin that said, "Ask me about meet and greets," or something like that. Ask me about something. So I asked her because her pin said to ask.
And shout out, I do have her name here if she's listening somehow. Her name is Allie. So
yes, Allie.
If you remember us, Allie, here's the story.
Here's what happened after you sent us on our way. So I asked her about it, and she started telling me that it was, I believe, a princess meet and greet. Mm-hmm. And she was just talking to us about it. And I was like, thank you so much for answering like our questions. And she started asking us questions about ourselves. And I was like, well, I think somehow it came up that we were going to try to head over to Toontown to try to meet Steamboat Willie.
Which is Danny's favorite character.
Yes. And we've gotten to meet Sorcerer Mickey here at Walt Disney World, which is Bill's favorite character.
But you can't meet Steamboat Willie here in Walt Disney World. You can only see him in Fantasmic.
Now, while we were talking to her, she said, well, you can go over there, but I believe he leaves at around whatever time it was.
Yeah. But it all depends on the timing. Because the way the Mickey Mouse meet and greet works over in Toontown is you go through Mickey's house and into a soundstage where he's filming something, quote unquote. And so depending on the time of the day, he's filming different projects, whether it be Steamboat Willie, whether it be Sorcerer Mickey, whether it be...
He's doing conductor, I think.
Exactly.
And is it Brave Little Tailor?
Might be Brave Little Tailor. I don't recall off the top of my head.
We didn't get to do all of those.
Don't quote me on that. But there's only a particular time, if you time it out right, that you get to meet Steamboat Willie on the Steamboat Willie set. So that's what we were aiming for.
So she said, would you mind waiting here for a moment? And we were like, sure. She disappears. She makes a call. And she tells us, can you go straight over to Toontown? My friends in Toontown are going to, I don't remember how she said it, but basically like, my friends in Toontown will be waiting for you.
Correct. And the funny part is we're in Sleeping Beauty Castle. It's weird saying Cinderella Castle.
Yes.
We were in, so loud.
Sorry.
My goodness.
Need water.
We were in Sleeping Beauty Castle, and we needed to go to Toontown, which is for reference for folks who are only going to Walt Disney World. It's basically like going behind the castle into Fantasyland and like past Pinocchio Village House, past like the trees and down into Toontown. So we were told this at like 3:54, and they were like, "Get there at 4:00." We're like, uh-oh, we got to start moving. So we literally speed walked over there, and we were told to meet a lovely cast member by the name of Julia over in Toontown by Mickey's house. Yes. And so that's where we were heading.
So we headed straight over there. And basically they kind of implied that we were going to be meeting Steamboat Willie.
Well, Allie did.
We got there, and you said it was Julia.
Yep.
Julia.
She was a team lead over there.
She let us know that if we were able to, would we be able to come back in about a half an hour?
Okay, so you left out a little bit here.
Yeah, go ahead.
We got over there. Julia was nowhere to be found.
That's right.
And so we're looking around being like, do you know Julia? Do you know Julia?
Are you Julia?
Are you Julia?
I don't even know Julia.
So in our brain, we're like, we had 6 minutes to get over here. And now we can't find Julia. Like, this is not going to happen. Like, what's gonna come of this? So eventually we found somebody who knew somebody who knew somebody who knew somebody who knew Julia. So we were able to get in contact with her, and she ended up meeting us outside of Mickey's house, brought us into where the soundstage is, and said, hang on here for a few minutes. We waited, probably about 5-10 minutes. She comes back out. She goes, I am so sorry. The timing was messed up. I messed up. Like, I'm so sorry. He's not filming Steamboat Willie anymore at the moment. But would you be able to come back? Like you were saying, would you be able to come back in 10 minutes or so? Go back out into, or 15 minutes, something like that.
I think it was like about. It
was like a reasonable amount of time. Go back out into into Toontown, go walk around for a minute, and then meet me back here in whatever she said, 15 minutes. So we met her back over there, found Julia easier this time, went into the soundstage.
Well, not yet.
No.
Okay, go ahead.
We went back into the back way of the soundstage, and we waited there. And then what happened?
Well, then she said we actually need a few more minutes, and walked us through Minnie's house.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we did do Minnie's house.
And brought us through to meet Minnie Mouse.
Yeah, right to the front of the line.
Just to the front of the line.
Yeah, no big deal.
VIP. Which was super cool just to kind of get brought there. And then she said, if you want to kind of take your time walking through the house, go ahead and come right back here. Like, give me like 5 minutes. Because at that point, we'd killed time, I guess, for it to be the right timing. Which I understand. There's a lot of moving parts going on. We walked through Mickey and Minnie's house, which is so nostalgic, and I love it. I love it. And then we met her, and she had us wait outside the soundstage, like you just said. A few minutes later, she brings us, she says, okay, go ahead and come on in. And we walked in, and we got to walk onto Steamboat Willie's filming soundstage, and Mickey was in there. Now, Mickey was dressed in his
band leader, like his tuxedo, classic Mickey tuxedo.
Yes, and he greets us, and he shows us around the Steamboat Willie soundstage. He's doing like the little Steamboat Willie dance, and then he picks up his Steamboat Willie hat,
which is sitting on the boat,
and he's he showed it to us, and it was just so absolutely magical. It's the closest that I've ever been to getting to meet Steamboat Willie.
Here's the thing. I have a theory about what happened, and it makes it even more magical. Because of the delays and the little extra time that we were waiting, I think Julia felt so bad about the timing that we didn't get to meet like costumed Steamboat Willie that she personally arranged something for us where she brought us into the Steamboat Willie set where bandleader Mickey was standing there, where it's usually Steamboat Willie if it's in there. But I think that Julia, just knowing how back-end operations things work, I think that she literally pulled bandleader Mickey aside to come meet us.
I think so. In
the Steamboat Willie set, so we had that experience, and we spent a good 10 minutes in there.
Yeah.
With Mickey Mouse.
It
wasn't a quick, move along, next family thing. Like, we were in there for a while. She made a truly, truly magical moment for us.
Absolutely.
And we could not thank her enough for such a cool experience.
Absolutely. And, I will still always have the dream of meeting Phantasmic Steamboat Willie. But I don't know if that is something that it would ever be attainable.
Maybe in 2028 when it's the 100th year of Mickey.
Maybe. But this was the closest I've ever gotten to meeting Steamboat Willie, and it was so incredibly special to be able to meet Mickey, who I'm a Mickey girly. Like, I'm a Mickey girly through and through. And to have Mickey show us around where he films Steamboat Willie and hold the hat and like get all excited, it was just so absolutely magical and special. We couldn't have asked for it to turn out better. And here's the other thing. Steamboat Willie at Disneyland is classic colored Mickey, not black and gray Mickey, without his hat on. So he's filming, but he's still like the colors.
Yeah, like the costume's not grayscale.
Right. He is not grayscale either, like he is in Phantasmic.
That's what I mean. Like the Mickey costume.
Yeah, where in Phantasmic he is completely grayscale with his hat on.
Right.
So it could not have been more special. It was such a cool moment.
Yeah.
And it was one of those moments that like
makes you fall in love with that place again, you know?
Yeah, and
even though it was our first time, but like just the company overall.
Yeah, we got the coolest photos where we're both cheesing real hard.
Yeah.
And just it was so special, and getting to do that, like basically get to meet Mickey showing us Steamboat Willie and him filming Steamboat Willie in the actual place that Walt walked was just a really, really special experience.
Absolutely.
And gave me all the magical feels.
So that was the story we were teasing. It was awesome. Very, very cool. Thank you to Allie and Julia again. If you guys are listening, hopefully you are. We love you. And appreciate you.
We gave them friendship bracelets too to say thank you, because I wish we could do more, because we didn't ask for anything and you guys went above and beyond. So
that's what being a cast member is all about.
Yeah.
I appreciate you.
Well, after that, we didn't know what to do next.
We were just gonna knock out Disneyland is what we were gonna do after that.
After that, it was like, well, what do we do now? How do we follow up with that?
Well,
after that,
let's knock out all the classic rides there and all the dark rides. So we moved on we stayed in Toontown. We moved on to which we were shocked that still exists, is Roger Rabbit's Cartoon Spin. And when you look at old footage of Hollywood Studios, Roger Rabbit was a big part of the opening of Hollywood Studios in the early years of Hollywood Studios. But you don't see Roger Rabbit anywhere in Walt Disney World anymore. But for some crazy reason, that ride still exists in California. And it's fun. It's cool. I love, classic Who Framed Roger Rabbit and Jessica Rabbit and all those characters. It's fun. It's a classic dark ride. It was very there was a lot going on. I don't really quite recall
I don't remember
what the
either.
story was, but there was a lot going on, a lot of popping out at you, a lot of colors and sounds and crazy stuff going on.
I feel like was
kind of like a fever dream.
I feel like I was so like on a high from what had just happened. We went on the next ride and I was just like, what? Okay, it's over. It was a really fast ride.
But it was cool. It was cool to be able to go on something we'd never gone on before.
Yeah, it was a cool ride from what I remember.
Yeah.
And after that, we decided to stay in Toontown, continue to stay in Toontown. And we went on Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Now, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, I could be mistaken, but for the most part is a copy paste.
For the most part, but the queue is amazing.
So the queue the differences are the queue itself is much better. Like it's built to be like a.
The queue has a different story.
Okay.
Because you're in Toontown, so you're in like the cartoon
theater
city. In the lobby of Runaway Railway, there's all kinds of Mickey props and posters, and like you're in like a cartoon movie theater. Like they have
it
concessions.
feels like an extension of Mickey's house, like Mickey and Minnie's house. Like it has that kind of vibe.
Exactly. So instead of going to the Chinese theater and going to the premiere of Mickey's new short, Perfect Picnic, like you do in Hollywood Studios, you're actually going to the cartoon movie theater where you go in and there's like the concession stand. You got popcorn and all this stuff. And then you got like the Sorcerer Mickey hat and Steamboat Willie's stuff and all this cool Mickey memorabilia.
But the thing that looks like a popcorn machine some of the little popcorns are Mickey shaped heads.
Right.
Like it's very magical. It's very
well done.
Very like detail oriented in the same way that Toontown Mickey and Minnie's houses are.
Yes. And the one notable thing I remember about the ride itself is at the very end when you encounter the perfect picnic where Minnie and Mickey are playing music and singing and Pluto's barking along.
Yeah.
When you're in Walt Disney World, when you're coming to the end of that ride, that's on your left, whereas this is on your right. So it was almost a weird opposite. Like I wasn't expecting it to be on my right.
That's so interesting that you remember that.
I do remember that because I always try to see if the tracks are different or if something's on one way, something's on the other way. We didn't actually get to do Tiana's Bayou Adventure in Disneyland because we just didn't get to it, and we've been on it. But it's the same kind of thing over there. Some of the track is opposite and a little bit different than the actual East Coast one.
We also, Tiana's, we didn't ever have an opportunity where we're like, oh, we can just get wet and and be okay with it. We wanted to stay dry. When it comes to Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, one thing I wanted to mention that stood out the most to me was a very, in my humble opinion, a gaping plot hole at Walt Disney World.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm going to say?
No.
So, you wouldn't know it if you didn't know that there was a second plot happening in Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway.
Okay.
So in Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, you're watching Mickey and Minnie, after Mickey hits that track switch and the railway goes off the tracks, you're going everywhere. The secondary story is Pluto with the basket trying to follow Mickey and Minnie and get the basket to the picnic.
Yep.
There is a scene. So when you go to the scene in the ocean, you see Pluto, when you're leaving that room, pop out with the basket in his mouth, and he swims across the ocean. In Disney World, the next time you see Pluto is in the city scene in the windows. You do not see Pluto go through the sewer system that you go through.
Right.
How he got from there, from the ocean to the city, no one knows. Magic.
Maybe it's behind you.
Nope, because at Disneyland, they have him go through the sewer.
Oh, okay.
And so...
maybe they fixed that. Because that opened later.
Yeah, so, I mean, if you're not looking for it, you're not going to see it.
Yeah.
But I love that they added it, because every time I have ridden Mickey's and Minnie's Runaway Railway at Walt Disney World, I have looked for Pluto in that room to see if he's at the very beginning? Is he at the very end? Am I missing him? How is he getting from the ocean to the city? And we don't see him at Walt Disney World. And I love that they added that small detail because it answers the question of the B storyline of Pluto following them all the way through every single room. And I love that. I just love that little detail. So that was one thing I really appreciated, as small as that may seem, watching Pluto, because you can go on the whole ride and just watch Pluto get that basket to Mickey and Minnie.
I love that.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah. I love it. Different view.
Yeah. So after leaving Toontown, we headed back over to Fantasyland because Disneyland has one heck of a collection of classic dark rides, and they are all right next to each other.
And we knew we needed time to do it because later in the day, that area was going to close down during fireworks.
Correct.
So we wanted to head over there and try to knock these out.
And fortunately, when we got over there, they were all 5 or 10 minutes long.
Yes.
So we, the first one we hit was one we've never been, or I've never been on before. I don't know if you ever went on to the Disney World one.
I don't remember.
Because I don't recall going on that at all.
I don't remember this.
It for lack of a better term, died. And Winnie the Pooh ended up replacing it at the Magic Kingdom over in Fantasyland. This is Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. And what I can't believe a ride with this premise exists in Disneyland.
May I explain it?
Go for
briefly. It. In this ride, you are Mr. Toad. You are running around and enjoying your life. And then, bam, a truck hits you and you go to hell.
Don't you get drunk and drive and then truck hits you?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure you drunk drive.
Whatever. You're living your life. You got hit by a truck and then you go to literal hell.
Yeah, literal hell.
In the ride. Like the devil.
Like there's an 18-wheeler that hits you head on, not literally, like there's an effect that simulates it. And then after that you encounter a little cartoony devil and it gets really hot in there. And so you literally go to hell.
You're in hell and then the ride's over.
Yeah. It's a wild ride.
Like the funny thing about this was this the ride that we saw Mick Foley on?
We saw him outside it, yeah.
Yeah, so a WWE legend, Mick Foley, we happened to see him. He's a Disney fan. We're Disney fans. For some reason, him and his family were always in the same places. We've seen his daughter and Frank the Clown at Epic Universe every time we've gone somehow. They're just, we'll turn around and they're there. Which, hey, we're picking good days to go, apparently.
Right.
But it was just so funny because before we went in, we saw Mick Foley. And then as we were getting on the ride, Mick Foley got off the ride in front of us. And then I was like, that was Mick Foley.
It's so funny.
And then we rode that ride and I was like, this feels like a fever dream that I just saw Mick Foley get off this ride. And then that was the storyline of the ride. So, I guess it's a classic ride.
Sure.
It's wild.
Yeah.
Wild ride. But that was one of the dark rides we went on. Next, we went on Pinocchio's Daring Journey. That one I thought was really, really cute.
It was cute.
It was a dark ride. It's one of those like really classic rides that is older but has withstood the test of time.
And they keep updating effects and things like that in there to make it a little bit more modern.
Yes.
And it's really well done. And the Fantasyland dark rides are part of the whole lore of Disneyland.
Yes.
And people love the classic stuff. And if they ever got rid of them, people would revolt. So Pinocchio's Daring Journey was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Next, we went on Snow White's Enchanted Wish. I swear we used to have something like this.
We used to be called Snow White's Scary Adventures.
I remember having this in Walt Disney World. The only thing that I really, really remember from that ride is when the witch is looking into the mirror and you see her in the mirror and she's like, "Oh, I'm beautiful. I'm the queen." She's the queen. Yeah, she's the queen.
Witch of the East.
She's the queen. And then the animatronic turns around and she still has her arms in the air. And then she's the scary witch.
Yeah.
That was another great ride. Some of these dark rides were just made with so much love and care and imagination that they truly stand to the test of time, I think.
Absolutely.
What do you think?
I agree. I enjoyed going on all of these. Mr. Toad's was definitely weird, but they're always fun to strap into these old vehicles with the metal lap bars, and you're going along and you're just being told a story, and that's fun.
Yeah.
Alice in Wonderland was probably my favorite of the dark rides, personally.
And how many times did we go on that?
We went on it three times, I think.
3 times.
Because there was an issue with something where we were like told to just re-ride, and so we ended up getting back on.
Yeah.
But Alice in Wonderland was fun because it was inside and outside, which you would never see in Florida.
It looks so strange. It doesn't look as cool from the outside as it actually is.
Yeah. Because in Florida, you get the elements. You get the heat, you get the rain and the thunder and lightning. Like, this ride would be closed the entire summer.
For real.
Like, it would be crazy. But you're going inside like a regular dark ride, and then you come outside doing like a really slow roller coaster.
Yeah.
And so you're kind of like looping around this hill and like going back down to ground level where you board outside.
Yeah.
Which was crazy to me.
Yeah, that feels so strange being from Florida where you could not do that. We also, at that ride, when the cast member who let us ride a second time, when we came out, we walked up and I was like, I just wanted to say thank you for having us stay on and ride again, because we didn't say anything. They were just like, go ahead, go again. And I gave him a friendship bracelet because I made a bunch of friendship bracelets that we were giving out to cast members because I love making that stuff.
She's incredible at making those, by the way.
Thank you. And that cast member, he was like, oh, which one can I have? And I was like, you can pick one. And I held them all out and he picked one that he really liked. It was the sparkly one. And I was super excited that somebody really wanted that one. And he goes, follow me. And he takes off. And
he like was running.
And I was like, oh no, wait, I'm trying to catch up. And I didn't say that, but I just tried to go faster with my little legs. He walked us right up to Peter Pan's flight, which we did not think that we were going to be able to ride because of the wait. That one did have a longer wait.
The wait jumped while we were doing all the other ones. Ended up being go to like 25, 30 minutes.
And he just walked us right up and said, here you go. And had a cast member take us up to go ride the ride, which was absolutely magic moment. Not expected and just so kind. And just magical. Yeah, it was a magical moment. So I really appreciated that. We just want to give a friendship bracelet just to say, hey, thanks for making magic. So, and then he went ahead and made magic for us too. So that was super cool. So we got to ride all of the dark rides. All like bam, 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 knocked them all out.
Yeah, it was quick.
I do love that little area is all dark rides.
It's so cool, and it's all so condensed. They're all like right there. It's like bang, 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 bang entrances to the rides.
It's such a vibe, honestly.
It's really cool.
It's just the classic dark rides are such a vibe.
Disneyland's Fantasyland is really neat.
Yeah, but it feels just so nostalgic and classic over there.
And compact.
Yeah.
Everything is right on top of each
Oh
other.
my gosh. Yes. But I was so glad that we got to do all the dark rides.
Yeah.
Because we still wanted to knock out a couple of other things. The next thing we did was one of your favorite rides.
So here's the thing. I've been on the Walt Disney World version of this countless times.
Sure.
It is the bane of the existence of one of our friends, Chris. Shout out to Chris. We love you.
We love you.
He would rather do anything else than ride this ride. And it's not my first choice either at Walt Disney World. But if somebody that I'm with, like my mom loves this ride because my grandma loved the ride, we'll go on it. Otherwise, skip every single time. And It's a Small World. However,
at Walt
Disney World. However, in Disneyland, the facade is amazing. I love the front of the building, and you board it outside, which is so cool.
Yeah.
And you go through like this outside like boat part before you go inside to like the main ride.
Like a boat queue.
Yeah. So you're kind of just like sailing outside and like taking all the ambiance in. And at night there's projections on Small World. During the holidays they cover it with Christmas lights. Like, it's a really cool experience. When you get inside though is where it differs very much from the East Coast. And I actually loved it.
Yeah.
I actually loved it.
It's so different. And one of the main differences, and I do have video that I'll have to put together and share, is that there are so many Disney characters. Mm-hmm. It's not just the dolls.
It's not just like the international kids dolls singing.
Yeah.
They've incorporated beautifully, by the way.
Yes.
They weren't just like thrown in there and be like, here's some random character in some random country. No,
here's Baymax.
Right, yeah. It's like
that'd be funny.
Jasmine and Aladdin and Raja are incorporated into like the Middle East portion.
And then you have Moana.
Moana in like the
like
the
you also have in Mexico, you have Coco.
Right.
So I love that along with the way that the outside building looks, it makes It's a Small World feel majestic.
And we spent the entire time riding the ride just looking at everything, trying to find whatever characters we could find. And it made it so much more enjoyable.
Yes.
And one of the biggest things that theme park enthusiasts and the online community complain about is forcing IP into things. I think this is one of the best implementations of IP I've ever seen in any Disney attraction ever.
I completely agree.
It makes that ride 1,000% more tolerable because it is that same song, that earworm that gets stuck in your head for days after you ride it. But Danny and I spent the entire time just searching. Oh my God, look, there's this, or oh my God, look, there's that over there. Like we were so enthralled.
I think the 3 caballeros were in there.
Yeah, in the Mexico scene or whatever it was.
Yeah.
We were so enthralled by how well they fit in and how almost difficult they were to find at times.
Because they made the addition to the IP of these, beloved Disney characters seamless into the scenes.
So props to you, Disneyland. That was awesome. Do it over here in World.
Now, speaking of other rides that we had on this coast, we also wanted to go on 2 other rides that we happened to have over here, but we wanted to see how they were different.
Yeah.
So the first one was Big Thunder Mountain. My understanding, if I remember correctly, was it was more so a copy and paste.
It wasn't very different, but they had extra effects that we don't have here,
which we are going to be getting.
Which we're supposedly going to be getting. It hasn't been officially announced what we're getting, but for example, like they had this really cool scene, you know, the scene where you're climbing the mountain at the very beginning of the ride and you're inside with the bats. When you're climbing, you're actually experiencing on both sides. There's a really cool projection mapping of these
like
dynamite sticks that are sizzling and like about to go off, and then they start exploding all around you, and there's smoke effects, and there's the projection is showing the explosions, and it's like a really neat effect while you're climbing in the ride that makes that part so much better. Overall, I think Big Thunder in Disneyland, as it stands right now, is definitely a better ride. But we'll see what happens with the refurbs over here.
I will say that Big Thunder Mountain was not a ride that my family ever really rode. It was like very skippable for us. I think because like at one point, like my younger sister was like, when she was like 2 or 3, it wasn't like a family ride for us.
I also recall the Disneyland one being less jerky.
Yes.
Much more smooth.
The thing about the Disney World one is if you ride on the front, it's like you could probably fall asleep on it.
Yeah.
If you ride in the back, it's a totally different thrill ride.
Yeah.
And I did feel like no matter where you sat, now I don't remember where we sat, but it felt like
I think we're somewhere in the
seemed to
middle.
be more consistent. So it was really cool to go on. I'm excited to see what they bring to Big Thunder.
Yeah, for sure.
The other ride we went to was The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. And if I'm going to be honest, I don't remember what was different.
I remember the outside being different. And I think there was an outdoor portion for that one as well.
You do load into the vehicles, into the honey pots.
Right.
Outside.
Yeah.
But as for differences, I feel like
I don't remember any glaring differences.
There probably are, but it was very similar. But just like some of the other rides, it almost seemed to be like it felt newer. Like it felt more well-maintained.
More of a refurb recently.
Yeah, like more well-maintained. Like it had a little love and care more recently.
Yeah.
But it was really cool to go on that. I liked riding in the honey pots. And Winnie the Pooh is absolutely classic. How can you go wrong with our ride with the 100 Acre Woods friends?
True.
So once we had gone on Winnie the Pooh, we wanted to go on, we were thinking about going on Tiana's. And at that point, I want to say the park was closing, or
we were deciding between Tiana's or going on Indiana Jones again.
That's what it was. Okay, so
we decided we were going to go to Indiana Jones.
That's what it was. I was like, what happened in this moment?
And then another magic moment, the third one of the day, which is crazy to think about. Like, how did we get so lucky?
I don't know. Well, so as we were walking, we're walking with purpose, right?
Yeah, we're going to Indiana Jones.
We're going to Indiana Jones because that was really cool and we wanted to ride again. And in front of us, a cast member turned and said, "Are you two going to the show?" Meaning Fantasmic, because we were walking by
the Rivers of America.
Yeah, where the Fantasmic show is generally watched. And of course, I pop off with, I don't know, are we?
And we were like, we're going Indiana Jones. And they're like, are you going to watch the show? Like almost like hypnotizing eyes.
He said, and then he said, I would advise to say yes. Yeah. And we were like,
okay.
Yes.
We weren't planning on watching Fantasmic tonight, but we will make that happen.
Not realizing that the person who was talking to us, because it was getting dark. He was far enough away where and there were people between us. Not realizing that this was a VIP team member who had pulled us from the crowd to go sit in VIP seating for Fantasmic.
So for those of you who are curious about Fantasmic in Disneyland, they don't have the amphitheater that Hollywood Studios does. You literally sit along the rivers of America to watch Fantasmic.
Or stand.
And it's kind of a first come, first serve basis. How busy the park is that night. You may get a good spot. You may not get a good spot. Completely up to you and your timing, essentially.
It's like general admission at a concert.
Correct. So what this gentleman did was grab us and pull us in, and they actually have VIP seating that's dead center, staring right at Tom Sawyer Island and the stage where Fantasmic takes place.
And it's raised, too.
And it's raised, so you see over everybody. And there's just these chairs that are set out for folks who are on VIP tours or, celebrities. Whoever they want to sit there, they're going to sit there. And I guess from what I've gathered, on slower nights, or if there's a night where, a lot of the VIP tours want to do other things and they're not utilizing those seats, that they fill those seats with other people.
And that's
the
what
other plebeians.
That's what he said afterwards. He said, because we said thank you afterwards and, dropped a friendship bracelet to say thank you. Because that's all we can do, right? To say thank you. And cast compliments, of course.
Well, yeah, for sure.
But he explained that, once those seats are filled, he enjoys pulling people out from their day and putting them to sit down to watch Fantasmic.
Correct. And his name is Ruben, by the way. Ruben VIP from Fantasmic.
Yes. And it absolutely was just the cherry on top of our night because if you're watching this, you probably know, but you might not, but we got engaged at Fantasmic in Walt Disney World because it was the perfect thing for us. It was so us.
It's the only place you can see Steamboat Willie and Sorcerer Mickey in the same place.
And so it was really, really special for us to be able to, especially after getting to meet Mickey and Steamboat Willie earlier in the day.
And they closed the damn show for 3 years. Yeah. I was literally planning that damn engagement for so long. And I did not want to do anything else because that was the perfect engagement for us. And then we got engaged a month after the show opened.
My favorite thing that you've told me is that you weren't in a rush and didn't want to change it because you already knew that you wanted to spend the rest of your life with me.
1, 2, 3. Aww.
I was like, but for real. And so, yes, you did amazing, babe.
I try.
You did. I loved it. But that
Some
was
imagination, huh?
Yeah. That's what made it so special, though, that we got to see that at Disneyland.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Now, as special as that was, let's just talk about the differences briefly and kindly.
Sure.
It's
different.
It's different.
The dragon had a big accident about a year ago. This point,
dragon flew
This
away.
dragon self-immolated, basically.
Yeah.
Went up in flames and never returned.
Yeah.
The dragon was really cool. It was a really impressive animatronic puppet something or other.
That
popped out of the ground and came up on the stage. And it was so cool and so unique and so much cooler than the Party City Dragon that we have here.
I will say, though, that the pictures of that dragon burning are so metal.
Right.
I need somebody to come out with an album with the dragon burning in one flame because it was totally metal looking.
Yeah. There used to be a really cool Pirates of the Caribbean scene as well, which is now a Peter Pan scene, which is and then some of the effects are gone. Fantasmic is a shell of itself.
It's really confusing to me that Sorcerer Mickey is Sorcerer Mickey the entire time.
Yeah, he doesn't pop up at the very end.
I love how special it is for Sorcerer Mickey to have that reveal in ours. But again, I'm biased.
But you're right.
I am also very biased against the fact that our park has Steamboat Willie's boat.
Yes. You're right.
They
Not the Mark Twain
have
riverboat.
the Mark Twain riverboat.
But it's kind of cool that you can actually ride on the Mark Twain during the day, and so you can say that you ride on the boat that's in Fantasmic. That's kind of cool.
Sure. I am so biased when it comes to Steamboat Willie's boat.
Yeah.
Because I love it so much. I love Steamboat Willie riding his boat. I would 10 times out of 10, I prefer that.
Sure.
But it was so very cool to see Fantasmic there. And I'm so grateful that we got to watch it from the VIP section.
Yeah.
Like, what a cool experience.
That was not part of the plan. So what a cool magical moment, and again made by Ruben. Appreciate you, man. If you're listening.
We appreciate you so much. Now, the other thing that we got to do at Disneyland, should we not talk about which one we got?
Do you want to talk about this at all?
I don't know. Should we?
Let's talk about it quickly.
Okay. So there is a giant key somewhere in this room.
Oh, it's not handy.
No, it's over there somewhere.
Okay. It's about this big.
And we're going to post a video of the entire process. Let's leave out what we actually got.
Yeah, for sure.
You go around the park and there's like
9
different places where you insert the key. And once you insert the key, it basically checks off on the key and sings a song, and things happen around you. So
bubbles come out of this machine, plays
like
music.
lights flash. Sometimes it's
like a chime.
Sometimes there's, what is it called? The projection mapping. Something pops up. This is called the Key to Disneyland. It's $60. And after you have gone through every single checkpoint, the key opens to reveal a pin. And you don't know what you're going to get.
And those pins are only available in the keys.
Yes.
And it's a mystery pin.
Yes. And so we are going to, I'm going to post that. I don't want to share what we actually got.
Yeah. Stay tuned. You got to follow us.
Yes.
At a couple of Park Hoppers on everything.
Yes.
Go follow us, TikTok, Instagram, X, Facebook, whatever.
Yes. Threads. All of the above. And so we did, like Bill said earlier, we did minimal vlogging, but collecting, like doing that key, we did film the entire process.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to share that.
Yeah.
I also just wanted to very briefly touch on the fact that pin trading at Disneyland is very different than it is at Disney World. We may go into that as a whole topic one day, but to the point where they have an area where if you buy a pin, you can only trade that pin that day with a receipt for another pin that's under a glass.
Which is great.
Like, it's awesome. Because we have a huge scrapper problem in a lot of the parks. It was really fun to trade because we brought a bunch of Disney World pins to trade for Disneyland pins. And what we've learned is what people like and what went the fastest. So definitely I think we are starting a collection to be able to...
For our next trip
to go. But one of the coolest things, though, was that key to Disneyland.
That was awesome.
Because I know that when I brought it up, you were like, $60? Come on.
For a plastic key with a pin in it.
What are you thinking, Danny? And I was like, it might be fun.
Ended up being really fun.
It was really fun. So we did that. We finished that in that day, like day 3, correct? Yeah. Okay. Awesome. I was trying to remember what day that was, we wanted to finish that day because the key itself is probably the size of like my forearm at least, if not bigger, like from my fingertips to my elbow. It's like a weapon almost. It's quite large.
Yeah.
So we definitely wanted to finish that, so it was done. But let's talk about the food we ate at Disneyland on day 3.
Yeah, we had quite a bit on day 3. We started the day with a surprise. When I got up early and went to downtown Disney to go just walk around. I got up a little bit earlier than Danny did. And I was walking around World of Disney, checking out a couple of things. And then I saw that there was the taco place that we referenced in part 1 of this episode. It was called Tiendita, and they were actually open for breakfast. So they had this breakfast burrito that had, I think it was egg, hash brown, cheese, and chorizo. And when I tell you this is one of the best breakfast burritos I've ever had, and one of the most delicious chorizos I've ever had, I'm not lying.
It was so good.
It was really good. And they were fat burritos. Like Danny and I split one.
Yeah. So I was like, why were you out and about and I wasn't? It was because we woke up and took showers and I had to blow dry, straighten, like do all the hair stuff.
I don't have to blow dry or straighten
and
anything.
I did my makeup and all that stuff and did my hair. So Bill went and brought home burritos while I was doing that.
Yeah.
Also later in the day, we ate a mac and cheese chili bread bowl. Oh, that was really good.
That was right on Main Street. That was at the refreshment area.
Like their Casey's almost.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Exactly where Casey's would be.
It was
delicious.
It was a hefty thing too. Like it was so good though. The mac and cheese chili bread bowl. I think we only ate like a little bit of the bread bowl because it started to kind of get like a little soggy, and by that point we'd had plenty of it.
Yeah.
But that was really good.
It's worth getting for sure.
We also had the chicken bacon ranch pizza flop over, which sounds terrible.
Such a mouthful.
A flop over sounds like a bad thing.
It's basically a folded pizza.
And we ate that at Cafe Daisy outside of Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. That was a very surprising
Sneaky
delight.
Sneaky good. The quick service at Disneyland is so much better than Walt Disney World's.
Yes, at the end let's definitely touch on that and compare at the end for sure. I got a mango lime agua fresca and sweet tea. That's what you got?
Yeah, you got the sweet tea.
Oh, I got the sweet tea.
Because they had that on the menu at Cafe Daisy, and I was like, that sounds interesting. It's either going to be really good or bad.
I definitely read this as the mango lime agua fresca sweet tea.
No. We got the mango lime agua fresca and a sweet tea.
Yeah, they were both good.
I don't like sweet tea.
They were both good.
They were good. I liked it.
We needed refreshments. They were refreshing.
Mm-hmm. And as we said before, we went back to Fantasyland over at Red Rose Tavern and got the Burger Fairfold again because it was that damn good.
And we lastly got the garlic cheesy pretzel bread from Edelweiss.
This is one thing that I was told that I needed to try. And I liked it a lot, but it wasn't something I would probably go out of my way for again. It was hot.
Good,
it was
great.
Cheesy, very garlicky.
But
so if you're afraid of vampires, eat one of these things.
Yeah, I feel like it was good, not great.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that we ate it.
For sure. That was one of the things that it was on my list from like several people like, you got to try the garlic cheesy pretzel bread from Edelweiss.
So that's what we ate on day 3, and that's going to lead us into day 4. Now, as you can hear all of this, we had a really long day 3 to the point where we ended it on part 1 of our last episode and started on part 2 of this episode. And we've been, talking about this, our day 3 alone for a while. I feel like it was our most meat and potatoes day at Disneyland.
For sure.
Because we were starting to get kind of like...
We started earlier than any other day, too.
Yeah. And we also were starting to get the feel of the parks.
Yeah.
Where before we were kind of like, whoa, where are we? This is new. This is new to us. But what that meant was the next day we were going to maybe rest a little bit. And we knew that we wanted to ride Grizzly River Run at Disney California Adventure. And
here's where staying at Grand Californian came in super clutch.
Yes.
When we talked about how we enter directly from the hotel into California Adventure, the entrance into the park spits you out right at Grizzly River Run. So we decided, because it is a water ride, it's kind of like Cali River Rapids style, water flume rapids, get wet type of deal. We decided that we wanted to ride that at the beginning of the day in our bathing suits and our rash guards, and then go back and change after that, because you can. When you're staying at Grand Californian, you can.
Yeah.
And so that's how we started our day. It was pretty cool.
So day 4, we got up, got into kind of just like messy clothes.
Yep.
Jumped on the ride, and actually by the time we got there, the weight kind of jumped. I think maybe other people had that same idea to start the day so you can dry off. It was Cali River Rapids. It's kind of like your classic, what is it called? Like just your tube ride? I don't know exactly.
Yeah, it's like a group tube ride, basically.
Yeah. I will say I will never forget that the people with us were in like full clothing.
Yeah.
Like the person, like the people sitting with us were wearing denim jeans.
Yeah.
And
don't
tennis
go on a
shoes.
water ride with jeans on.
I was like, okay, well,
talk about chafe.
Do your thing. But that sounds so uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
After that, we went back to the resort, got all fixed up, changed into dry clothes, and then headed back into that same park, which is great because honestly, that process at Disney World would take so much longer. And it was such a quick process to go ahead and do that, being that we were literally just a quick walk away.
Yeah.
Once we were back in California Adventure, we finally got on Monsters, Inc. Mike and Sully. It's funny because every time we were in California Adventure, we were trying to go on this ride, and we would get to the very beginning where they were about to load us, and they'd be like, "Ride's closed, people. Please exit the ride." And we were like, "Wah!" And even one day we were standing in line and some lady behind us lost control of her wheelchair.
God, yeah.
She
forgot about that. She ran me over.
She had like an electric wheelchair, and I guess she like hit something, and she just barreled through the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
And
she ran right into the back of my leg.
Yeah, I was like, "Oh my gosh, are you okay?" So it was just like one of those things where every time we tried to go on it, I was like, we're either going to get run over on accident or not get on this ride. Mm-hmm. So this is the last time we were going to try it, day 4. We finally got on it. I'm sad to see this ride go.
It's cute.
I think it's a great classic dark ride. And there's not enough Monsters, Inc., Mike and Sully, like just Monsters, Inc. in general. Then. Yeah.
There's going to be a whole land in Hollywood Studios pretty soon.
I don't want to talk about that because they took away the Muppets.
But it's not dead. It's sleeping.
Fine. It's sleepy. So sleepy.
It's in a coma.
Monsters, Inc. was a great ride. I think that if they were to bring that, I wish they would move it someplace and keep it, but I understand why it's going away.
Yeah. It's definitely old and feels old, but it's classic. It's that dark ride style, kind of like the Mr. Toads, the Alice in Wonderland, Winnie the Pooh. Yeah. That style ride. But it was really fun.
Yeah. We then hopped over back into Avengers Campus, met some more characters, got to walk around. My hat. Yeah, you got your hat signed by a bunch of characters. You got to meet Captain America, which I will say just briefly that trying to meet characters at Avengers Campus felt quite stressful because they don't let you line up. They let you line up once, maybe like 5 minutes before the character comes out. So people are just kind of standing around like waiting.
Right.
Because if you don't get there right away, there's like an hour wait. And it's tough to do. But we did get to meet Captain America. He was very, very dry. I don't know if you remember.
Steve Rogers is kind of dry though.
We met like Steve Rogers early in the Avengers
Reeves Dodgers.
Yes, exactly. But it was cool to see.
Yeah.
But the reason we were going that way is because we saw that on the app that Guardians of the Galaxy had a different layout. It was Guardians of the Galaxy Monsters After Dark.
Which is really cool because it's the Halloween party layout. It's the layout for Oogie Boogie Bash. And we just happened to be there. That day 4 of our trip was the day of the cast member preview for Oogie Boogie Bash.
Yes.
So we saw Guardians Mission Breakout have no wait time for a couple hours. And then all of a sudden it said Guardians of the Galaxy Monsters After Dark, 15 minutes. And so it was like, oh my God, what is that? So we went over there and that's what we found out. It was like a preview essentially. So we got to ride the regular version of Mission Breakout and then got to ride the Halloween version of Monsters After Dark without having to go to Oogie Boogie Bash. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah. And honestly, same ride, just different vibe. So,
very different vibe for sure.
But it was very cool to be able to get to see both of them.
Like heavy metal music versus like the classic like Guardians classic rock type music. It was like heavy metal, dark, like different projections, monsters. Like it was really neat.
Yes. The other rides we went on this day, I just want to go through briefly.
Yeah.
We went on Radiator Springs Racers again because we wanted to check that out again.
Yeah.
Test track with a twist, right? And then
this time it was a little bit darker when we went on it. So we got the kind of like the lighting effects.
Yeah, we saw the lighting effects. But at that point, we felt like we had seen everything we wanted to that day at Disney's California Adventure.
Correct.
So we headed over back to Disneyland. We park hopped, as park hoppers do. And we went back on Indiana Jones.
Because we were going to before we got roped into VIP Fantasmic seats.
Twist our arm. We got back on Space Mountain.
Which we had to because it was one of my favorites.
And we, of course, grabbed churros and got to watch Paint the Night again.
Absolutely.
So that wrapped up our day 4.
And I just want to shout out to, there was 3 amazing parade control cast members that were there with us when we were watching Paint the Night that night. And it was Michaela, Dylan, and Alyssa. And I know some of them follow us on Instagram after that. So if you guys are listening, we never forgot you.
No, we haven't forgotten
we appreciate
you.
Everything you guys do for us.
Let us know when you come to Disney World.
Exactly. We want to meet up for sure.
But as you guys can see, we didn't do as many rides, but we also had a lot of time to shop. We were looking around, taking our time, and just kind of, pacing ourselves for this day.
Yeah.
But it was super wonderful day 4, even though it doesn't sound like we rode as many rides, but we got to do so much and enjoy the parks.
In both parks, too.
In both parks.
Real quick, you said we had churros during the Paint the Night parade. This time, the churros had chocolate marshmallow dip, and it was warm and beautiful. The churro carts pretty much all have different sauces that come with churros.
Yeah.
So you can, like, we had the guava cream cheese on the first night, and then we had the chocolate marshmallow dip on this night. So a whole bunch of different places have different dips that you can try with the amazing churros that they have out there. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah. We ended up that was the last thing we ate while we were watching Paint the Night. Now we like to eat Disneyland churros and fist bump with a churro in our hand.
Yeah.
And watch the parade.
You can't not fist bump to that song.
It's just that's what it feels like.
If it wouldn't demonetize our videos, I would play it for you right now.
Don't do it.
But I won't.
So that was the last thing we ate. But as for all the things we ate that day, first off, after we went to Grizzly River Run, we were hungry. So we went to...
You went back.
I went back because my hair was soaked, of course. Your hair was soaked, but all you had to do was...
What hair?
This hair, the one on your face.
Oh, the one on my neck. Okay.
Not your neck, your
right,
face.
There's a couple right there.
Okay, that was wet. So you had to dry that, but I had to dry all of this.
Yeah.
And so you went to Smoke Jumpers. We got double cheeseburgers, fried pickles, and onion rings. I would say this was probably one of the most theme parky meals that we had.
For
the
sure.
burger was fine.
It was decent.
The pickles,
decent.
Dried to all heck.
I kind of liked them. They're really crunchy.
I am a pickle connoisseur, and I did not like that.
Yeah.
I need a little less. I want them less potato chippy.
Sure. Yeah. No, that's definitely fair.
The onion rings were good though.
They were decent. Yeah.
They were decent. They were onion rings, so they fed us, earlier in the day. I also want to mention that in between these things and throughout this entire trip, we were also pin trading. So some days we were just enjoying these kind of things, like pin trading and looking around and experiencing the park, even if we weren't going on rides. We went back to Pim's and we had the best thing there.
Yes.
Which is the pepper particle pasta. It was flavorful.
Delicious.
It was a decent portion. It had chicken in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I was like, it doesn't say chicken in the title, but I'm pretty sure it had chicken. It was so, so good.
Mm-hmm.
I wish we had that earlier in the week so we could get it a second time.
Sure. But I'm glad we tried the other things that we did.
Me too. But that was so good.
Yeah.
We also went to San Francisco, which we didn't get to spend as much time in as we would like.
But it's really not like a area where there's like attractions or meet and greets. It's more or less just kind of like a dining area and like a shopping area.
Right.
Because it was the Pixar Pier was the original area, and then they rethemed it to San Francisco, which is the town from Big Hero 6.
Right.
So it's kind of like a combination of Tokyo and San Francisco.
Yeah.
Sneaky, one of my favorite dishes the whole time we were there.
This?
I absolutely loved that clam chowder bread bowl.
That was one of your favorite dishes.
One of my favorite dishes. Like, shockingly.
So, pause.
Okay.
This boy right here, this one.
Yeah.
This one. Where's my arm? I'm trying to get it to point. I'm too far away from you.
You're going the wrong way.
I am?
It's fine.
I was trying to point at you. You're from Massachusetts.
Yeah.
You like clam chowder.
Yep.
Clam chowder eater.
I love clam chowder.
He knows what it's supposed to taste like. She said accusatorially.
So here's the thing. It was not the consistency I like of the clam chowders, because clam chowder, if it's made right, if you tilt the spoon, it ain't going to fall off. It's like gravy consistency. However, the flavors in this were incredible. And the fact that it was in a bread bowl and a little bit more liquidy, but also really flavorful, made the bread even better, because it actually soaked up a lot of the soup in there, and I loved it. I would go back there and get that again, for sure.
Clam chowder is not part of my culture growing up. It was really good. I will say, I'm trying to remember, is it called Ye Old Chowder House?
No, it's Union Oyster House. Ye Old Chowder House. You're thinking because it is one of the oldest restaurants in America. Yes, it's not Ye Old Chowder House. It's the Union Oyster House in Boston. Although that's not the best clam chowder.
I liked that one.
It's really good, but it's not the best.
Well, I didn't even know what a lobster roll was before I moved up
True.
to Massachusetts. So
And you liked it, right?
I liked the lobster roll and
Yeah.
I liked the chowder there.
Yeah.
Ye Old Chowder.
Ye Old Chowder House.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man, my face is red.
That's
like
so funny.
Ye Old.
No, one of the best chowders I've ever had was a place called the Cabbie Shack in Plymouth.
I
Very,
don't
very
think
good.
we went there, but
yes, we did. We definitely went there.
I don't have a chowder palate, so
it's so good.
I believe you. But like most of the chowders I had, I would be like, oh, that's yummy.
Yeah.
Because we always had good ones.
Mhm.
My palate is not refined enough to know chowder differences.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that was good. I loved that that you had like Baymax shaped bread.
Yeah.
There.
The giant sourdough loaves of characters. It was really cool.
And it was really funny
I
because
like
you would see
bread
people
that
walking
much.
around. They'd take a picture with their Baymax bread and then they'd just be like, "Ow," and to like just take a bite
I
out
can't
of
believe
it.
people buy that.
It's so fun. It's so
But
fun.
it's such a waste of bread.
I mean,
It's going to go bad in like a day.
you know where they need that is Epcot. You have a bunch
Oh,
of drinks and
yeah.
then you can
6 of you get a big Baymax bread.
Yeah, but you already have people at Epcot who buy like the loaf from France.
Right.
And they drink and then they just gnaw on it like a dog with a bone or
True.
something. Let's see. You also got the Banger Pie cold brew at the
Yeah.
cappuccino cart outside of San Francisco.
That was a little underwhelming for me. Didn't love it. It was
Coffee
a
can be hit or
cold brew
miss.
that had banana cold foam on it. So I was like, oh, that sounds kind of good.
I got a vanilla latte, I think.
Yeah.
And it was a
decent.
vanilla latte.
Yeah.
It was fine.
Like Joffrey's quality.
Yeah.
One thing I forgot to mention too that's not on this list at Pim's, I actually got the espresso martini at Pim's as well. And it was good. It was in a fun little test tube, like plastic souvenir glass that it comes in. It was good, not great, not the best espresso martini I've ever had, but I was craving one at that point, and I loved Pim's, so I ended up getting that.
Yeah, I tried it. I'm again just like with chowder. I know you like espresso martinis, and I just think they're fine. They're strong for me.
Some of them are definitely stronger than others, sure.
Yeah,
I like a good creamy one.
Yeah. But that was, I would definitely go back to that bar and try other things because we didn't really get to explore too much. Like sometimes when we were at a bar that we wanted to get something at, it was so early in the day. I felt like if I had a drink, I was going to crash. Like I was right on the edge of like, I have plenty of energy. And I was afraid that having one cocktail, I would just be like, if it's strong enough, day's over. I'm going to go take a nap.
Yeah.
And so I do think next time we definitely get a little bit more adventurous with that kind of stuff.
Sure.
Also for food, we got to go to Tiana's Palace, even though we didn't get to go on Tiana's Bio Adventure. We wanted to, we just didn't get an opportunity to. We had the gumbo and the jambalaya. Which one did you have?
I had the gumbo.
And I had the jambalaya.
Yeah, because the jambalaya is more ricey, where the gumbo is more of like a soup.
I really liked the jambalaya. It was a little spicy, but it was so
I remember the gumbo being pretty spicy too.
Yeah.
Usually gumbo is pretty spicy to begin with, but I remember that being pretty spicy.
The jambalaya was very good though.
I love New Orleans food.
And we also got, did we get
Beignets?
Beignets?
Did we? I don't recall.
I don't
think we did.
I don't think we did either. I think we were full at that point, but then we got our churros at the end of the day when we were watching the parade, which we just happened to land on really good seats.
Right next to the churro cart in front of the castle.
Yeah, I was like, can I sit here? And they were like, yeah.
Perfect.
Like, okay. And that was how we ended our Disneyland day. Our last day at Disneyland, which was really sad because we had been waiting for so long to go to Disneyland.
Last full day there.
Yeah, last full day. So what we had to do after that was we had to go back to our resort. We started packing that night. Sadness. And we wanted to get up early enough because while we were at Disneyland, Incredicoaster over at California Adventure had been closed for refurbishment the entire time.
It was down for about 6 to 8 weeks, I believe it was, because they were redoing some stuff.
So it was supposed to open. Was it supposed to open the day that we were leaving?
Yes, it did open the day we were leaving.
No, but I was trying to remember if it was supposed to open.
No,
like
it was closed through our second to last day.
Okay, so we the morning that we were supposed to leave, we only had like morning, early afternoon at best. We got up to go try to ride the Incredicoaster. We get to California Adventure, not open. Can't go on it. So what we end up doing is we go to Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout because it's not too far.
It was a short wait.
We get to ride that again. It's a walk on, I think, basically. And then we walk over and we get to go on Incredicoaster, which was finally open. We had gotten up early for a purpose, and it worked. What are your thoughts on the Incredicoaster, which is a roller coaster in the middle of Disney's California Adventure themed to The Incredibles?
I loved it. I thought it was great. It's a solid coaster, not crazy intense. There is an inversion or two. I think it was only one around the Pixar Pal Around, the big Ferris wheel.
Right.
But it was a good launch at the beginning, and you're going pretty fast the entire time. Not like crazy intense fast, but definitely faster than Slinky Dog fast. And the theming was fun. Going through the big tunnel at the top and seeing like Jack on the ceiling, and Mr. Incredible and Elastigirl and Edna Mode and Violet, and what's the other brother's name? I can't think of his name. Flash, right? Dash. seeing
I was
them
like, flash, dash,
all throughout the
start.
ride, just popping up, and then seeing Edna Mode and her little fashionista place at the very end. I thought that was really fun, and I wish that we had more chances to go on it because I definitely would have gone on again for sure.
Yeah, we had an opportunity basically at the end where we needed to decide, do we go on again or do we go back and start making our way back to the airport?
Yeah.
So
we chose the responsible one.
Yeah, and I loved the Incredicoaster too. It was a great coaster. It's always amazing to go on an actual coaster at Disney.
Yeah.
I wish they did more of those, but I know Disney very much leans more towards family friendly, where everybody
or
can go.
immersive rides.
Yeah, where everybody can go on a ride. So, I mean, I love it. I think that there should be more of that, but obviously within reason. So Disney still stays geared to families. So like most of the family can go on things. The only thing we ate that day, we got another burrito.
Yeah, that was that good.
Before we left.
Another chorizo breakfast burrito.
At Tiendita? At Downtown Disney. Now there are things that we didn't get to do. We're not going to name them, but there are plenty of things that we wanted to do again. We wanted to experience at all. One thing I will shout out is we didn't get to go on Bill's favorite ride here at Walt Disney World is the Haunted Mansion.
I know.
It was closed for the Christmas layover.
And we left about 5 or 6 days before it reopened.
Yeah, and
that was kind of a bummer.
When we booked it, it was, I don't know if it had been announced yet.
Yeah, I don't think so.
The exact dates. So we definitely want to go on Disneyland's Haunted Mansion. Gotta get you on that.
Between the Backstreet Boys concert and that working out plus trying to plan the trip, and we figured that our first time at Disneyland, if it was just before Oogie Boogie Bash started, it might be less busy. Which it was. So I'm happy we picked that time, and we can go on Haunted Mansion next time.
Yeah, so there's plenty of things we want to do. We know y'all love Magical or Tragical when we do that. We are holding off on Magical or Tragical until we actually get to finish and completely go on everything. So we were going to wait till after our next trip, but that will be coming in the future.
If you like Magical or Tragical, the most recent one we did is for Universal Epic Universe.
Yeah.
Go back about 5 or 6 episodes and you can find that. We did that just after it opened over the summer. So definitely go check that out and see if we find every ride and attraction at Epic Universe Magical or Tragical.
And we always love your feedback. We've heard what you guys have said, that we are the only ones who do that, love the theming. So we always appreciate those comments. So thank you for always saying that. We will have more of those coming as we get to experience parks in full. We will never do a partial Magical or Tragical.
No, that would be tragical.
Yes. Now, speaking of tragical, after we went on that day 5, grabbed our suitcases, grabbed an Uber. The day just got more tragical. We left California at 1:30 Pacific Standard Time. We got there with plenty of time. Everything was cool. We were tired, as one is after a Disney trip. We were sad to be leaving. And then when we connected in Colorado, we were delayed in the air due to weather in the air. We were circling Colorado for like at least 45 minutes or an hour. It was making me so stinking nervous. Just the plane just sitting in the air.
Yeah. It was
over the
bizarre.
mountains.
It felt like we were just parked in the air and just circling around the same spot over and over and over again. It was so weird.
I did not like that.
No, it wasn't my favorite experience on a plane for sure.
And I was watching on the phone, and it would the plane would go in to where we were supposed to land and then loop back around, and I was like, what is happening? I don't like it.
So we got delayed quite a bit in the air, almost an hour. And so we, because of that, our second flight was delayed as well. We were originally intended to get back to Orlando
before midnight.
It was supposed to be like 11:35, something like that, because you lose 3 hours going back to the East Coast. But it was supposed to be about 11:35, I believe it was, and we landed just before 1 a.m. So we got pushed back about an hour and a half on our journey home, which is already a long 5-6 hours of flying anyway. So it was a long day.
It's like a 12, or was it like a 12-hour
by the clock
travel by the time that we got home?
Right.
It was long.
It was a lot because we left the hotel at like 11:30.
And there was a point where when we were getting on our final plane, they were like, you have like 15 minutes to board, everyone. And if you don't board in time, this flight is going to get canceled. And
right.
It was so wild because the people who were boarding like they had a million years to do it.
Yeah.
It was so ridiculous.
Come on, guys.
We got home and then, yeah, that was the end of our trip. We do have a couple final thoughts. What are your final thoughts on each park that we went to?
I love Disneyland. I got all the feels being in there. Like we were saying at the beginning of part 1 of this episode, just being in the same area where Walt walked through, and the only place that he ever walked through as far as parks go. And then just the absolute gorgeousness of Main Street USA and the road with the red bricks and the facades of the Emporium and the theater and everything just around. It was just so beautiful in there. California Adventure felt a little bit more like a not as good Hollywood Studios to me. Whereas Disneyland felt like, oh, this is the Mecca. This is Disney. This is Disney's Mecca right here. So if I had to choose between one, definitely Disneyland for sure. But I liked California Adventure for what it was.
So Disneyland was your favorite?
Yeah, for sure.
I agree. Disneyland was my favorite. I agree with everything you said. You know, we got to the holy land of Disneyland where Walt walked. And California Adventure feels like there's not as much to do. And I feel like some people might argue with that. But I do feel like in general, if you don't want to go on like carnival rides, you kind of run out of stuff to do, especially if
there's a lot of carnival type rides.
Yeah, and carnival type games
around the area where World of Color is.
Yes. I will also say that it was very disarming for me, and I'm sure for you too, because the paths are very small.
Yeah, everything's very compact out there.
Things get bottlenecked a lot, and I struggle with that. And people in California tend to just walk forward as if it's a clear path and nobody's in front of them to everybody, whether they have strollers, whether they're just people walking. So you could just be walking straight and then you're kind of like veering out of the way because we're polite and don't want to just be like, go ahead, move me, I dare you.
Right.
Like, you're not going to do that. But overall, I absolutely love the magic that was Disneyland. It's such a different type of flavor of magic.
Uh-huh.
And I absolutely adored it. What's your one big takeaway from this trip?
Like you were just saying, I thought it was incredible how compact the place was. From the much smaller downtown Disney that's like a quarter of the size of Disney Springs, being right in the middle of the two parks, being able to walk 100 yards at the most from park to park. Like Danny was saying, the compactness of Fantasyland I thought was really cool. Everything was right on top of each other. I felt like I wasn't walking forever to go to the next attraction. The pathways were definitely smaller, which made everything feel even more compact. But overall, I thought it was a really cool experience going out there and experiencing something that was built that way and was so close together. And I think it separates Disneyland from Disney World, where we're so used to one thing and it's so different out there. And I enjoyed it so much that I'm already trying to plan my trip back. So that's probably my biggest takeaway was I loved how close everything was together.
I loved how close everything was. I loved that it wasn't nearly as hot.
Yeah, also that. And we went in August, so that's summertime.
Yeah. We didn't put it on here, but we also saw the fireworks.
We did.
I don't remember what day, to be honest.
It was the last night.
But it made me cry.
Yeah, it was a much better show than I thought it was going to be.
I will say that my one big takeaway is that there are different flavors of magic, and you can compare some things, but some things you just can't compare. For instance, there's Walt Disney World's entertainment is bigger. Fantasmic, bigger. Castle, bigger. Fireworks, bigger.
I would agree to a point, but Paint the Night is definitely bigger than any parade that we have here.
So excluding parades, we have more the tiny parades, the cavalcades. They had a really cute small 70th cavalcade. Yeah. But Disney World requires bigger, like you have Epcot, like you have a huge show at Epcot. You've got a huge show at Walt Disney World. And they can do that because the castle's bigger. At Fantasmic, there's a huge amphitheater, like the stadium. But Disneyland has so much magic and just classic Disney nostalgia, and the park just feels different. Mm-hmm. Also, the food at Disneyland is
that would be my second biggest takeaway.
What food is supposed to be.
And so many different options, too.
Like,
it's not burgers, chicken fingers, and fries everywhere.
You know how often we don't eat at Disney World because it's like there's one thing we can eat? Mm-hmm. Like, if we go to Magic Kingdom, we'll probably get corn dog nuggets.
Right.
That's the best thing.
Maybe a pizza at Pinocchio's.
Because the thing is, we're not going to sit down and eat most times. Like, we're not going to sit at it like a sit-down meal or like a character meal.
Right.
We just can't do that when you live here. Disneyland had good food everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Everywhere.
Danny and I, we scheduled 2 or 3 dining reservations before we were going. And we ended up canceling all of them and just eating at different quick service places.
Because there were so many options. Mm-hmm. So just like you said, you would like to go back. I would love to go back. I will say going from Las Vegas to Disneyland, I would do it opposite next time. Uh-huh. I would love, if Backstreet Boys are still doing concerts at the Sphere, to do a Disneyland trip, and at the tail end of the trip, go to the Sphere and go see the Backstreet Boys again. Because, you know what? A girl can only see her favorite band so many times. Mm-hmm. We got to do it while they're still doing their thing.
I'd love to fly into California early like we did for Vegas and have a longer day in California rather than having to pay extra to get a hotel room.
That's
early
fair.
In Vegas.
Yeah.
And then for our last day, fly out like mid-morning or early afternoon to go to Vegas.
It almost would make more sense because Vegas you have to check in late or you get ripped off.
Right.
To go a little later and then just go to the concert. And then leave Vegas maybe a little later in the afternoon to enjoy Vegas the next day. I don't know. But I would do it opposite because it was a lot to try to...
I would definitely do California first if we were going to do both again.
Yeah. I also would love to go to Las Vegas during a time where it's not 100 million degrees.
Whew, that was rough.
Because I definitely got dehydrated. I was not drinking enough water that day.
It was a different kind of hot, too.
And dragging around our suitcases. So I think we would set ourselves up for success by doing Disneyland again first. Mm-hmm. But I will say overall, absolutely. We had the most magical time. I am so happy that we got to experience our first time at Disneyland
in that
together.
Way. Yeah.
And I'm excited to go back. We're already collecting pins that we know went fast so we can bring them and trade people for pins that we want in Disneyland.
For sure.
And overall, it was just so magical, and I definitely want to go back.
Absolutely. Cannot wait to start planning that again.
Well, that is going to be the end of our Disneyland trip.
Hope you enjoyed the 2-part episode, by the way.
Yeah, we wanted to share everything and share our honest opinions. We loved it. It was so different than what we normally experience, but it just lets you know that Whether you're in one coast or the other, there's magic to be found everywhere and experience. And we thank you guys so much for coming with us on these adventures. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you follow us, give us a like, comment, share with your friends. If you have a friend with you, grab their phone, make them follow us. Help us to grow.
Comments are so helpful.
It helps us to grow.
It helps the algorithm. It helps the video get pushed out more. And then also on Apple Music or Apple Podcast and Spotify, Spotify now has a comment feature as well. So you can actually comment on the actual episode.
Yes.
So it's not just commenting on the feed for the podcast. You can actually comment on the actual episode. So go ahead and try that out. Just if you're listening to this, comment the word yay. Just so you know, I know you heard this. Comment the word yay. And if you comment the word yay, we're gonna shout you out in the next episode.
Yeah, absolutely. We also wanted to let you know that coming up here, we are planning on potentially doing a Stranger Things episode. We watched all 4 seasons more recently. Yes, we watched all 4 seasons. And then we watched all 4 episodes the night they dropped. And then we are going to be watching each of the drops as they drop. So we'll be coming to you with more of those things, more adventures together with you.
It's time.
But so make sure you're following us on all of our social media platforms. If you have an idea, want to hear about something, send us a message, drop us a comment. But we appreciate all that you do, and we appreciate you coming on this adventure to Disneyland with us. So until next time.
We'll see you real soon on our next adventure together.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.